There
just a matter of streaming that's got me anxious. Like I
we
want
go.
to do a good job for you guys, and that's what I'm nervous about.
Oh, you're gonna be fine.
Okay.
Channel your inner Roland.
Oh God. I can't
Wait,
live up to that
maybe.
name.
uh,
All right, everyone, welcome to Lafayette, uh, based in central Louisiana during the 1890s. This is shortly after the Civil War, the abolishment of slavery in the southern states has left many economies weak. However, the city of Lafayette has been on an upswing due to its mayor, uh, Mayor Legrand. I'm gonna make a note of that. Should have thought about that type of stuff. So, economy has been back on the rise. Uh, that being said, Lafayette is still a dangerous city. There are criminal enterprises in Lafayette. It's based in the center of a swamp, so you have these tall, and by tall at the time we're talking 4-story brick and mortar edifices and buildings that line dirt and sometimes cobblestoned roads in the nicer areas of the city. But with all of the enterprise in the center of the city, there's a train station that goes through the town. And once the train leaves the station, on all sides of the city, it's surrounded by swamp. And in that swamp, there's a lot of farming areas where people will grow whatever agricultural goods that they have and then send everything to the city, which becomes a hub and sends it out. So that's the economy of how Lafayette has kept rolling. Um, Lafayette has had uh, issues lately that are being addressed by local politicians, and people aren't entirely sure what's been happening in the town. And it seems like it's being kept under wraps to a degree. So we open on a scene in a small home, a very well decorated dining room. We see a young man and woman sitting at a table. Uh, a door off to the side of the dining room at the table opens, and we see an older man step out of the door and close the door behind him. I have done all that can be done for her. A sullen man with thin, circular wire framed glasses closes a wood paneled door softly behind him as he exits a bedroom into the hallway. He wears a brown knit suit jacket over a matching vest. The brown color is better at hiding it, however, specks of blood, dark red and black, show in stark contrast on the exposed parts of his pure white button down shirt, unbuttoned and loosened at the neck. A well groomed, short white mustache and goatee border a grim expression as he addresses the young couple sitting nearby at the dining room table in front of him. She's resting now, and that is for the best. A woman in a light yellow dress sits in a dining room chair pushed back from the end of an ornate square mahogany table. Her girlish features and porcelain skin flush red in her cheeks as she buries her face into her open palms, digging her elbows into her lap. A breeze of clean, cool air flows through an open window behind her as warm sunlight shines through, leaving a bright square on the table. What what happened to her? What caused this? Asks a haggard man with dark, sleepless bags under his eyes. Though the man sitting at the corner of the table next to his grieving wife could be no older than 24, he seemed in this moment to be well near double his age. His appearance is neglected and untended despite the caliber of his wardrobe. Mr. Andrew Singer, the head of a local textile mill, was known for his sharp wit and clear, quick thinking. Ambitious and overflowing with charismatic charm, Andrew near single-handedly saved Lafayette Fabrics from shutting down after a shortage of materials from local plantations threatened to starve out their production. He did it by creating relations with raw material suppliers and fabrication plants outside of Louisiana, using the railways to import more wool and cotton and then to ship usable fabrics out beyond the state lines. The company was able to grow in a time where most local companies crumbled. The personable demeanor and sharp mind Andrew was lauded for had been eroded away by the past restless days and nights of worrying for his daughter, causing him to clumsily stumble over his words. "I am unsure, Mr. Singer," the bespectacled man says as he sits down in a chair at the adjacent corner of the table, joining the couple. He places a small black leather bag with a silver clasp on the floor at the right side of his chair. He lowers his head and looks at the creased, interlaced fingers of his hands coming together on the table, the way a child does when kneeling at the bedside to say their nightly prayers. "I regret to inform you that the condition of your daughter is an enigma to me. It seems to be a form of rapidly spreading necrosis, gangrene. Gangrene has a variety of causes, the most prevalent of which is an untreated bacterial infection of a wound." The old man lifts his head to meet Andrew's eyes. "Mr. and Mrs. Singer, before the appearance of these signs, do you remember anything that stands out from the week before? Children are rambunctious and quite prone to accidents. They have bad habits of forgetting small injuries that they continue to play with. Was there anything that you can remember where she had cut or scraped herself while outside?" Andrew's eyes scanned the room for answers in his memory. "No, sir, nothing that I can recall." I, I killed her." A soft, pained voice trickling through palms and sobbing says as Andrew and the good doctor look to her. "Didn't do this, I assure you," the old man says consolingly. "What happened, Mrs. Singer?" "I did," the young woman exclaimed, still pushing the words through her hands in tears. "It must have been that dog. I didn't think much of it, and that must have been what caused this. I didn't do enough to help her, I didn't help Elizabeth, and now she's dying because of me." Andrew looked at her puzzled and said, "Maggie, what dog?" Margaret pulls back her crying into short, staggered breath and explains as best as she could. "The other week, while you were at work, Elizabeth was playing in the woods between us and the Bayou Teche. I told her not to go too deep in and turn back once the ground becomes wet and soft." Margaret took in a deep breath. "I didn't want her getting too close to the bayou. Too many things happen in that god-forsaken swamp." She huffed and sniffled. "Elizabeth couldn't have gotten far because 10 minutes later, Elizabeth comes running out of the woods crying. She was absolutely filthy with dirt and blood on her hands and legs. She said that a dog had attacked her. She said it looked like a lost beagle." Andrew's face went hot with anger. He glanced at the Browning side-by-side shotgun mounted over the mantel of the fireplace at the far wall. "I'll kill every goddamn dog in the parish," he thought to himself. Andrew briefly imagined the sick pleasure he could have of putting the business end of that shotgun down the mouth of whatever did this to Elizabeth and firing off both barrels at the same time. "I'm gonna find that fucking mutt. Oh, yes, I will, and when I do, I'll blow that cur's teeth right out through its own asshole. Smiling the whole—" "I looked her over," said Margaret, cutting Andrew's thoughts off and snapping him out of his daydream. "I don't remember seeing anything that looked like a bite. But there were a lot of scrapes and scratches, but I swear there weren't no bites." Margaret's eyes began to well up with tears again. "I cleaned her up and bathed her. I gave her a nice set of clean clothes. I thought I did everything I was supposed to, but I didn't." Tears started to spatter Margaret's yellow dress. "I didn't see something I should have, and now I've killed her. I've killed my baby! Margaret wailed as she put her face back into her hands and cried. Andrew focused on his inconsolable wife and wrapped his arms around her, burying her sobs into his chest. So, Dr. Durand, Andrew asked hotly, do you think this dog is to blame? Is that what caused this? It is hard to say, Luke answered. It is a probability, but if Elizabeth had been scratched as badly as Margaret here says, it is possible an infection happened from dirt in a wound and nothing more. Andrew sighed and felt shame at himself, thinking about how cruel his evolving plans were towards any dog that might have crossed his path not even a minute earlier. Tell me, he begged. Is there any hope for Elizabeth? Is there anything more we can do other than sit here and watch? The treatment's available, Dr. Durand replied while retrieving his bag aside from his chair. Are supplements of ground golden seal, echinacea, and chamomile. More advanced treatment includes surgical removal of the gangrenous tissue up to amputation of the affected extremity. His expression darkens and his voice begins to waver. It seems unnecessary for me to explain with your daughter's advanced condition why surgery is not an option at this time. Andrew looked sorrowfully down at his wife's head. Luke snaps open the clasp of the black leather bag placed on the table. I have given her a tincture of these herbs, and I will be leaving you with 3 days' supply, as he pulls out 3 linen drawstring bags, each with a small measuring spoon. We'll have to grind them in a mortar and then mix with water before administering them. I recommend once at sunup, noon, 4 o'clock, and sundown. Luke then withdraws clean linen straps and places them next to the linen bags. Keep her in clean clothes and replace any dirty wraps and bandages with clean ones immediately. Dr. Luke snaps up his bag with a click inaudible under Margaret's crying. I'll return in 2 days' time to see Elizabeth's progress, he says, standing up and pushing his chair back from under the table. Thank you, Dr. Durand, Andrew said, still sitting with his arms around Margaret. Dr. Luke Durand nods to Andrew and steps out of the dining room through the main room to the front door. Softly and quietly, he closes the door behind him. Outside, Luke walks down the porch a half-dozen steps, places his bag on the back of a steel bicycle, straddles the seat, and takes one last long look between the small one-story home and its neighbor. He gazes at the tree line 200 yards or so beyond this last row of homes on the outskirts of downtown Lafayette. He watches a deer in the distance grazing as small blue chirping birds chase one another above. He turns away and begins pedaling down the road to his storefront in the center of downtown. As the sun keeps him warm in the brisk air, he ponders to himself, why does this keep happening? So, we open on Tabitha Singer. Tabitha, would you like to describe yourself? We're in a school. We have wooden desks and chairs and probably about 12 or so children at class, but describe yourself to the group, please.
Okay. All right. Hello. Well, my name is Tabitha Swanson, and I'm 15 years old. I've been going to school here. I live in just outside of city limits, right outside Fayetteville or Lafayette. Sorry. Yeah, I lived here all my life, and I don't even know where I live. Look, I live with my daddy. My mama passed away when I was real young, and I don't know. I've always had interest in weird things going on in My dad is he works for the newspaper. Um, and I don't know what else to say really at this point.
All right. Well, the teacher walks in, a young man of maybe 21. His name is going to be Graham uh, Biscuit. And Mr. Biscuit looks at all the children. All right, everyone, please take your seats. We're going to take our roll. Uh, let's start from the top. Mrs. Applegate here. Mrs. Bennington here. Master John here. Miss Swanson.
Here,
Miss Singer. Miss Miss Singer.
I don't see her.
Yeah, I don't see her either.
Shouldn't you have called her name before mine?
Gosh. It was Singer or shit.
Sorry. No, I haven't seen her. Has anybody seen her?
Well, I heard that she ran away from home. No, I heard that she was murdered by people over at the train tracks.
That's horrible. No, that can't be true.
So you see some of the girls that are kind of in the back, away from the rest of the group of boys and girls at near the front of the room, but some of the girls that would sit next to Elizabeth are kind of looking at their hands closed, and they just kind of have their heads down. And you see some of them giving looks back and forth, just kind of like, "Saw?"
What's going on over there?
Hmm?
I walk up to them, or like, how noticeable would that be if I?
Um, Miss Swanson, I would ask that you stay at your desk, please. We're about to start up class.
Sorry, Mr. Biscuit.
Very well. Mr. Biscuit goes back to teaching his lesson for the day.
I scribble down a note
Okay.
uh, to ask what's going on with Elizabeth, and I get it passed over to the girls over in that section.
One of the girls reaches down and grabs the note, and she looks it over, and she looks at you. She looks at the other girls, and she pulls out her pencil, scribbles back on it, and passes it down to you.
Okay. Open the note.
When you open the note, it just says something bad.
How much longer is in this class?
This is the first class of the day. This is your only teacher. It's gonna be about 4 hours. Um, so, Mr. Biscuit gets back to teaching his lesson plan for the day, and we zoom out. We now zoom in to the outskirts of Lafayette, and we see two men loading up a cart on their way into town. Uh, the first person that we see is a young African American man who is just tying down the last of the cargo at the back. Mr. Isaiah Freeman, would you describe yourself, please? Man of many words. CJ!
Okay, so that time I was muted on Discord and not my headphones. I figured it out.
Mr. Isaiah Freeman, you have just
Been zoomed in
finished strapping up the cargo. Can you describe yourself and what you're doing with the cart there?
I am from African American descent. I live in between the farm and the city. I have a necklace made of fangs and bones, I think made from a cougar. Possibly from my family, don't know that much about it.
All right.
Oh,
So as you're strapping everything down, the owner, is that the right word? The owner of the farm, the head of the farm,
Harry's
the
uncle.
big farmer in charge, Harry's uncle, who now I will call. His name is
Mr.
Harry.
Wilson.
Well, I think maybe we'll just call him. Also, we'll call him Harry Wilson or Harry. James Wilson, because that's not gonna be. That's not gonna be confusing later on down the line, but that's what happened.
Well, I'm
So James.
pretty sure my uncle's name is Ted.
Ted?
Ted Wilson.
Ted Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my uncle's name.
All right, so we're gonna name him Ted
Did I
Ted
also ask you-
Harold Wilson.
Did you make me have a girlfriend when we talked earlier? Is that a thing? I used
That
to
is
tell
that is
people
up to you. When we were talking, it was like those were all examples, but if you want to make that part of the story, I am more than happy to introduce characters that you'll have an emotional attachment to.
and you can come up with the name.
Sure.
Okay.
But Ted Wilson comes up to you and says, "Well, Mr. Freeman, it looks like you're all ready to go."
All right. Let me go look for Harry, and we'll head to town.
Yes, sir. I saw him over in the stable. He should be finishing up there right now and bringing the horses up.
All right. I'm gonna sneak my way to the stables, and I'm gonna try to scare him.
We go
Oh,
over
yeah.
to the stables. Harry, you are just finished with getting the yokes onto the two horses and all of the connecting gear, and you're bringing them. You're about to bring them out from the stable to the cart. Why don't you go ahead and describe your character for us, please?
Peter, I sent you a message on Discord, by the way.
So I live and work here on the farm. Kind of have my whole life. My dad is a partner with my uncle. So we've just kind of always been here. And there's not much to do other than just work.
All right. Well, your buddy there is sneaking up on you. So, Isaiah, tell us how you plan on sneaking up on Harry and scaring him. You're muted in the Discord this time.
You're so right about that. It's getting confusing with being ADHD and fucking playing with everything. it's still in my hand. I should drop that. I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so I deafened myself before. I was just muted. So I don't know exactly what he was doing. We're in a stable and he's like working with animals and stuff right now.
All right, Harry.
How are
Isaiah
you gonna
was
scare me?
deaf, so he can't hear anything. So what are
Well,
you doing?
I'm gonna wait for the moment where his back is turned.
Are
I'm
you
gonna
hiding?
walk as well as I can, at least by the front door right now.
Are you like inside or outside?
Oh, I'm outside, watching him like a creep.
He's probably like
And I'm
peeking
gonna
around the
wait till
corner.
his back is
Gotcha.
turned, and I'm gonna sneak up and just yell, "Boom, motherfucker!" right in his ear.
Harry, these horses seem to get the hint that it's time to go. So, what's going on?
No, I mean I'm getting ready to bring the horses out.
I mean, your uncle
gotta
said
finish-
it's time to leave.
All right, so Harry is
Well, let's-
walking the horses out, and you see the head of the first horse pass through the open door, and Harry comes out beside. And
Oh,
Harry continues walking towards the cart,
Yeah.
and he walks away. He walks
okay.
I wonder where
away
the fuck
from
Isaac
Isaiah.
is, or Isaiah is. Isaiah was supposed to be waiting next to the cart for me. Where is he?
Did we?
The
I
the
thought I scared
the
him.
tension is
Boom,
fantastic.
motherfucker.
Boom, motherfucker. I don't know. I
God
thought-
damn it,
That's
Isaiah.
So scary.
Wait.
You could have spooked the f***ing horses.
I mean. That's,
Oh,
let's
oh,
go.
that is
Let's go.
good.
I have
Hmm.
I have my ways that I'll be trying to get at you later again.
I will remember this. The game master will remember that. So, you load up the cart, and Harry, your uncle comes over to talk to you. Hey, Harry, let me talk to you for just a moment.
Sup?
So word is in town that some of the store owners haven't quite been able to pay up as normal. We you know, if you end up talking to them and things get shady, stand your ground, but we'll work with people, so just be mindful of it and keep it within reason if possible, all right?
Okay. Sounds fair.
All right. So, you guys get in the cart, and as you're driving down the road, it's about a 30-minute walk, but by cart probably takes about 15 minutes. And after about 10 minutes, and you're just getting to kind of you're about a few hundred yards away from the outskirts of the town. You smell something just on the side of the road, and it's nothing that's not familiar to you. You and Isaiah have been Isaiah and Harry have been working on farms since they were little kids, so they recognize the smell of death and decay.
Yeah.
It's just kind of one of those things that happens, but it's
just some
it's
roadkill.
it's pretty strong, and you hear kind of like a weak mewing off to the right side of the road, just kind of
Is that an animal?
Definitely. Sounds
Yeah, it sounds like a dying deer or something. We got to get these supplies in though.
I mean, your uncle might beat me if we don't, so let's do this.
Okay. So you pass the animal, the sounds, on the way into
We by
town.
chance see it at any angle while passing the sound?
You look into the. You know what? I think this calls for one of our first rolls.
Just I'm curious to see if I notice something while the angle is changing or something.
Yeah. So, let me take a look here. Let's
Oh,
take.
shit. What did you just do?
Do me a favor, and Isaiah, only you, because you were the one that asked about doing this. Uh, why don't you investigate a mystery? Roll for investigate a mystery.
Don't bother with that flexible alternative one, right?
Yeah.
Investigate mystery with sharp, cool,
Uh,
weird. What would you like?
when you investigate a mystery, roll sharp.
Okay. And then now there's an input value, which I think they added since the last time we made my character.
Just
It
wait.
Just leave it at 0.
There's an input value.
Yep. It says input value
Oh,
plus dash
no,
minus.
forward. Just hit submit.
So submit it at 0. That's what's in it originally.
All right, you get a real success. You get what's called to hold, and what you do with these holds is you spend them on asking certain questions. You can ask what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, what can hurt it, where did it go, what was it going to do, or what is being concealed here. On a 10, you get to ask 2 questions.
So 2 questions about this current event. Okay. I mean, it's in the middle of the day. There's sunlight out at this point. So
Yes.
could I see any? Like I said, could I visually see something?
At
Right
this
now?
point, with that roll, you do see a buck on the ground, and one of its legs is kicking, but you don't really see much more. It's laying down on its side. You can't really see much more through the trees at this distance. I'm not going to have you spend a hold on that, but that is what you see.
Hmm. I mean, it's not dead. It's. Do I see?
That's what I
You know,
said. It was a dying deer.
it's just a dying animal back in the day. These holds are for this scenario, so I don't get to do it. Use
I don't
these.
believe so.
Okay.
And if I do anything wrong, and someone watches this, they can correct me. I'll be more than happy to learn as we go. This is new to all of us here, but I believe it's just for this scenario.
I mean, there's not much I feel like I could ask while I'm looking at it from the cart, other than
So you are
what
maintaining
you
that
kind of.
you're not stopping the cart to look this over. You are still heading to town.
This was a look while we were driving. I mean, I guess could I see how it was injured? Like, look like an animal attack or
What
something?
you do see is one of its rear legs is like really mangled badly. Once again, from this distance, you can't see the details of the injury, but one of its legs is not looking like normal.
It's like been broken in like several places, kind of. You know what? I feel like that's all I can get from this. We're just gonna keep on going, and I'm gonna
Okay.
just say he looked fucked up.
All right.
He probably
So-
got too close to the swamp and an alligator got.
I mean, that's true enough. I mean, I just glad I'm up here on the carriage.
So you continue into town, and you bring your supplies. What type of supplies do you think that you guys are doing at the farm?
James would be better with farm answers for that one, but I'll write it down, James, for the future.
Well, for where we're at, I mean, the things that grow best here are corn, okra. Um, if there's ponding water anywhere, we grow rice.
Okay, so
Um,
you're bringing like food goods.
yeah.
Any animal
Oh, yeah.
goods?
Well, I mean, we have a few cows, and you know what I mean. When times get hard, we'll kill a cow and sell it.
It's just
Alright.
a cow for us, though. Okay, or your family.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come back to this. In the meantime, we are going to zoom out and zoom back in. This one, I actually want to. I want you to help set up your location because we zoom in on Mr. Leroy Jenkins. Leroy Jenkins, can you describe yourself for us, please?
Leroy Jenkins. Pops, he kind of lives out in like a overgrown little side road. It's not like he's kind of like your crazy old man that everyone knows about, but no one wants to admit that they know. It's like he's kind of like your crazy uncle. And right now he's just he's sitting in his house, possibly,
Okay.
around his porch, reading a book, and he knows the equivalent of the commies are coming to get him, so he's preparing.
So, Leroy Jenkins, we've discussed this earlier, works for a local newspaper called the Lafayette Gazette, which is not the like mainstream media type news source. It has kind of a reputation of being exaggerations, conspiracy theories. So it's kind of like the modern day version of, or the old day version of today's National Enquirer. People don't really take it seriously when they see it on the shelves. But Leroy, you have been following up on some missing persons reports, and you actually find yourself at a clinic in the center of town, near the center of town, and you're inside, and there's an old bespectacled man behind the counter named Dr. Luke Durand. And he says, well, I mean, I'll help you any way that I can, but missing person seems to be a weird thing to be asking me about, don't you think?
It's not weird. I've seen it. I'm onto something here, Doc. I know they are, and if you could just help me out, yeah, I'm sure we can find them.
Okay, well, let me tell you what I do know. Uh, did you ever meet the Bakers? They live kind of off on the west side of town. I don't know if you've ever met the Bakers, but their boy got pretty sick, and there's a lot of people that's been getting sick, but their boy got sick a few days ago, and when I checked on him, he was in real bad shape. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with what happened and why he's missing, but if I had to say anything, I don't know what's getting these people sick, but it does seem like your missing people uh, that you've listed off to me have been sick. It doesn't. Every list on here is someone that I have seen that is sick.
What were they sick with, Doc?
Well, pops, that's kind of a mystery to me. Um, it it doesn't always affect people the same way, but it's it's like gangrene. You saw a lot of it in after the war was people that had bullets that went in and didn't come out, and then it'd get infected, and it just dies. The skin dies, and uh,
Now,
if
are
you get to it early, now it's something that you can cut out of there, and you're gonna be living with one less arm, one less leg. Plenty of folks around here still have some of those issues, but what these people are getting is it's a progressive, very fast case of that gangrene. It it starts turning their whole skin, the skin over their entire body to mush, and just the open sores. And I mean, I've seen these names that you gave me. They're missing, but I'm just hoping that whatever happened to him is easier than what was gonna happen to him. You see, that most
oh
people just
man,
bleed out.
who was the
So,
last person that got sick?
uh, well, uh, just this morning I went and saw uh Jamie Jones, and she's not doing very well. She lives over on the east side. I don't know if you know the Joneses. Really nice people, and then the singers. I had to go see. You know the guy that owns the textile mill, the one that does the fabrics.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. His daughter's got an advanced case, and I did the best that I could for her this morning. I'll be seeing them in a couple days to see if anything's happened. I didn't tell the family. I I just don't have the heart for it, but I don't know that she's gonna be doing well.
You- Shit. Wait, and you said that she's the latest victim of this gangrene. You know what
Uh,
that means, Doc? It's you don't have a couple days.
how do you mean?
All of these people, you're telling me they all went miss or they all were sick. How long were they sick for, Doc? Because these people, as soon as they supposedly got sick, went missing right away.
I mean, once again, I don't rightly know if being sick and going missing is the link here, but what I will say is the longest case that I've seen of it was about 2 weeks. But as I said, that they just died, and they oh, I remember seeing him in his last few days. I went to bandage his arm, and every time that I tried to wrap a bandage around, the skin just kind of slid off.
Now I know these people weren't playing with guns.
No, no, I don't think it has to do with guns per se. A lot of victims end up unfortunately being children, and I'm not entirely sure why, but there's been a few adults that have been uh,
What were these kids
affected.
playing with?
Most of the stories that I get from the parents are usually kids playing out in the woods, out near the swamp. They shouldn't be doing it anyway, if you ask me, but kids will be kids. From what I hear, it's usually kids playing out in the swamps.
Out in the swamps. Doc, is that the one south of town, north of town, west
All
of
of it.
town,
It's
east of town, or
it
in
could
town?
it could it the swamp in town.
This is Louisiana.
Pops, you always were a wily one. Pops, it's anywhere. I could
All right.
I could throw a rock after spinning myself silly, and it would go in a direction where someone's been affected.
Well, thanks, Doc. Think I know where to go.
We zoom out again. Camera zoom out. Camera zoom back in. School has ended, and we see little Tabitha Singer walking out of the school.
Well, where are those other girls from earlier? And do I know them? Do I know? I assume that I know their names.
Yeah,
Like we're a small class.
You know their names. There are.
I love when you have to come up with the name right on the spot. This is wonderful.
Oh no, they're your oldest friends. They
Huh?
are.
Are they gonna have food names? Because really, honestly, you gave one a name with gluten. Really?
As oh boy,
Okay.
this was a mistake. Um, one of them is named Tapiwa Celestina.
No. We're using real names. Come on. What
No,
the hell is that?
that's good.
No.
What the fuck ever
Tapiwa?
happened to Jennifer and Ashley?
Yeah, right. I had a bunch of Nicoles and Jennifers in my class. Can we just have like names from school?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Like a
So
very
you run into the girls at the back that were Nicole, Leslie, and Tapiwa Celestina.
Really?
Yeah.
I just call her Tappy.
And Tapiwa, you see her with her back to you talking to Nicole and Leslie.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I approached them. I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing at that name. And let's see, what can do I have special things I can do too? Oh yeah, I guess I have
Just
to.
have a conversation with them.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys,
Oh, hey, Tabitha.
you guys looked a little worried. I was a little worried that Elizabeth wasn't in class today. I haven't seen her in a while, and you guys seem to have an idea what might happen. You said something bad. What's bad?
Lizzie got the mush.
The mush.
Yeah. You didn't hear about this? The mush?
Oh yeah, I have heard about this. This is that thing where like sometimes they get their skin just starts turning to mush and they get a bunch of open sores on them and then like I don't know, it's really gross. It seems to be really fast when it happens. How did it happen? How long has she had it? Where is she? Is she
Well, she's at home. You know, her parents are taking care of her. Doctor's gonna fix her right up.
Has
this
anybody
is-
been fixed up? I've heard there's been a bunch of people that have had this and I don't remember hearing anybody's actually been fixed up.
I don't know. I'm 14. How do you know so much?
I mean, I hear things.
Crazy.
My daddy tells me some. Yeah, okay, fine. You know what? My daddy says I'm unique. Okay,
Mm.
crazy. Just because I know things that you guys don't know.
Oh.
I'm crazy.
Well, then maybe we'll just know our things, and you don't need to know nothing.
Fine. I'm just saying. I was trying to figure out what was going on because I wanted to see if I could help. Because I like Elizabeth and I miss her. And if that's what's going on, we need to figure out how to get this fixed.
Oh, Doc's gonna take care of her, but you go on. You get out of here.
Whatever.
So, as you're walking away from the group and Tapiwa turns her back on you again, you get about 20 feet away and you feel a hand hit your shoulder, just a couple little taps on the shoulder. Hey, Tabby?
Mhm.
And you see that it's Leslie.
Okay.
And Leslie says, "Hey, I'm really sorry about Tapiwa. She's she's not always so nice."
Well, people aren't always nice to me, so I'm kind of used to it.
Um, Look, so Lizzie and us, we were playing around in the woods, uh, just north of her house, um, and there was something out there. It was I don't know if it was a dog. We thought it was a dog, but it chased me and Nicole and Lizzie and Tapua, uh, and we got split up. We didn't we just kind of split up, but I met up with Nicole, and Tapua was back out behind her house, but uh, Lizzie Lizzie didn't come back to the group. We didn't lose her out there. She got back home, but we don't really know what happened. Just that's the last thing I can remember. Um, that that happened to Lizzie, and then she just kind of hasn't been allowed back outside. We I knocked on her door a couple times uh last week, and her mom and dad just wouldn't let us see her.
It's been like a week.
We haven't seen her since.
You sure it was a dog, or what did it look like? I mean, even if it didn't look like a real dog, what did it? Can you
Um,
describe it?
yeah, it was. I don't know. It was like dog sized.
Like big dog size or like small dog size?
Yeah, like oh, not not super big dog. We're not talking about a rot, but kind of like a small baby deer. It didn't
Okay.
look like a deer. It didn't have the build of a deer, and it wasn't the right color. It was red. It was like a real dark red color. It
Interesting.
moved funny. I don't know. Like we heard that she's got the mush. That's just kind of the word I heard from Jessica, who heard from you know, little Tabitha, her sister, who heard from Jimmy, who heard from um, Jimmy's younger brother, and
Okay.
and Jimmy's younger brother heard that the doctor was seen coming out of their house this morning, and he's only been going to houses where you see the mush lately.
Okay. Um, can you tell me anything else about this creature that you guys saw? When you said
For
it was moving funny, how do you mean?
so this is this is not necessarily on your ability, but what I want you to do is give me an investigate a mystery roll, um, and we'll use that to determine like how many more details that Leslie has for you.
I do that.
So go to your character sheet and go to Hunter Moves reference
Uh, oh, hey, look at all that extra stuff.
and
Didn't see that.
if you bring down the drop
This
down
one?
for investigate a mystery, that'll help you too. So go
Okay.
ahead and click on the dice.
Gotcha. A little pop up over here somewhere. Investigate a mystery was sharp, I guess, right? Yes. With no forward. Got. Oof.
Ooh, a failure.
That's not
Okay,
good.
so hey, in this game, whenever you get a failure, you mark one experience.
So
Oh, yeah.
I've gained experience, so that's cool. But I feel like there's some bad stuff coming. Do I get bad stuff?
I feel like bad stuff being squeezed into this type of conversation. Let me take a look here. On a 7 to 9 hold one. No, for investigate a mystery, it just says 10 plus hold 2, 7 through 9 hold 1. So I'm just gonna say that at this point, Leslie just says, I'm sorry. I was scared myself, and I just ran.
Does that mean I can't ask anything? What does the hold one, hold two things mean? If I had a hold one, I could ask one question?
Yes.
Or does that mean I hold it for later?
It would be hold and use for one of those questions.
Okay, so I have no hold, so I can't ask any more questions.
Correct.
Darn, I kind of like these, though.
Tapiwa calls over. Leslie, why are you still talking to that weirdo? Come on, let's go. Leslie turns back to you and goes, Hey, I'm sorry. Sorry. And I guess she just walks away.
Okay.
Peter, I love your little 14-year-old girl voice.
I love where I just got to see his face on the camera, and I saw his face when he's like, sorry, so genuinely.
It made
Because
me
I
happy.
can't see him. I see the back of his head. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay.
Okay, so let me here's what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take a quick 5-minute intermission. We've been doing this for about an hour. And yeah, let's take a 5-minute break. We're 1 hour in. This is gonna go on for one more hour, and but right now, use the bathroom, grab a snack.
During the commercial break, let me tell you about this app called Drizzly. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make it feel like a real pod.
Ah,
No, he's giving, he's talking about our sponsors. He's giving the
Yeah.
ads for us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nectar Mattress. Save 30% now.
with the special offer code Lafayette.
Great.
And if you could see James on camera, he's currently wearing a shirt about keeping your beard groomed, and there is a code for that one. It'd be really awesome if you could see it. Maybe go.
All right, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go take.
I'm wearing a hoodie now, guy.
Take it off. People like that kind of stuff.
I don't have on a shirt under my hoodie. I took a nap,
Well,
and then I just woke up and put on a hoodie.
see, you're ruining it. This is how you lose sponsors.
Oh, I'm sorry, but Bear's Beard Grooming, they're not in on this. So
But that fucking citrus thing you talked about is?
I didn't say anything about citrus.
I didn't listen all that well.
There was one for Drizzly, which is an alcohol delivery app, and then the other one was for Nectar Mattress, and those are supposed to be comfy.
I mean, if you talk about it enough and get enough followers on his podcast, maybe we can get one of us to get a pillow or something.
A pillow. Just give me a pillow. I'll
Pillow,
mention you all the fucking time.
a throw blanket, a poster. Keep up the good work. Or maybe just like, I'm sorry, we don't want your patronage anymore. Please stop mentioning us in your podcast.
We're
With
not
like,
going to pay you.
like with one of those like sad kittens on like a card kind of thing. Like, I hate Mondays, and he's just crying about it. Like, all right, I'm gonna go pee.
Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. So who are our sponsors this week? I'm sorry, I missed.
The only two I could think of on the spot were Drizzly and Nectar Man.
I don't know what Drizzly is, but I've definitely heard the Nectar Mattress one a bunch. My bird bones.
Drizzly is they're an alcohol delivery app.
Oh, that's nice. They're an alcohol delivery app. Interesting. I wonder how they verify your age before they drive out to your house.
At that point, they're like, "Fuck it, I'm already here." No.
Well, I would assume they'd have to verify it before they leave, yeah. Sorry if I'm crunching in your ear. At least you and CJ are really close friends in real life, so for you to be pretty much brothers growing up on this farm together, right? Or when did Isaiah start working here?
Works out. Oh, as
Oh.
it did, because his dad worked here also.
Oh, okay. So y'all grew up together. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, we didn't introduce what type of characters we have, like which player we are, and I don't know if that's something that we're supposed to divulge or if that's something that's supposed to just come out naturally later.
It's supposed to come out naturally, I feel like, because like we don't even really know about the supernatural yet.
All right. I think he's almost back at his seat. No, he's on his seat. On his new comfortable seat.
right.
Alrighty.
All right. Is everyone here?
I think CJ's in
Here.
the bathroom.
Okay. We can.
My
Here.
flashbacks
Oh.
earlier. But seriously, SI is before SW in the alphabet. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we gonna be killing some monsters and meeting all up soon, or?
Might be why I don't have very many friends in the game.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. It was that damn caribou.
Just let me know when
Caribou.
everyone's ready to start back up.
Everybody knows about the indigenous caribou to Louisiana.
We have everyone here? Oh, CJ, just so you know, when you were asking about that list of questions, if you go to your character sheet, you'll see on the character sheet something that says Hunter Moves Reference. And if you click that down, it'll have Investigate Mystery. You can click that down, and it'll give you all of the questions. So, is CJ back? Because now I feel like I just talked to him, and he might not even be there. He might still be on the toilet.
When you're sitting on the john and the toilet paper.
I forgot. CJ, you are muted in Discord. No, I guess he's not here this time, actually. That was enjoyable. Just kind of like, hey man, your Discord's muted. Yep, yes it was. Just waiting on him.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yep, I think we moved through the first few scenarios pretty well there.
Yeah.
And we've got a few more. I've got to try and introduce at least one more character, and then we're going to, like I said, the goal for this session isn't necessarily fight monster and win. It's just kind of getting the tone of what's happening in town, and getting you guys to all meet up at some point. Up, is CJ back?
Yeah. Mute.
All right. So, we're going to get back to this. It is nighttime. And Harry, Isaiah, you guys have been you've been tying one off. You guys went into town in the morning, made your delivery, went back to work, came back into town at night to make one final nighttime delivery, and you decided you're gonna stick around and tie one off at the bar. You have a couple drinks, and you're gonna walk on your way home. Well, No, you know what? You took horses this time. So
Oh no, I have my mule.
you have your mule. That's right. So you and Isaiah had a few at the bar, and now you're riding home on your mule. What's your mule's name?
Yeah,
Oh, it's Betsy, of course.
Betsy.
Betsy.
Is she
Betsy.
old? Is it a
How
she?
many passengers can Betsy carry?
I'm gonna say 2.
2,
It's like that
but
Dumb
I
and Dumber scene.
tie
where they're on the
2
boat.
carrots on the stick.
So here's the mechanic that they're basically using for Harry Wilson's character. Harry actually is able to have a car, but being the time that it is, I'm not giving him a car, so he has a mule that can have, I'm gonna say, a total of 2 grown adults on it.
Oh,
Like Dumb and Dumber.
yeah.
I think that's probably the most fair way of doing that.
That is very fair.
Or
So-
I just have a horse. Give me a horse.
How's what's Betsy's pace like?
Slow and steady wins the race.
It's an amble. Yeah, she ambled through town.
You guys, once you get out of town, and you're riding on your way back, do you guys like to take the same road, or do you kind of go off of the path and take different
Yeah,
routes home?
we like to do that one probably. If it's anything.
Hey,
Probably.
I can't hear you.
Because we actually do that in real life.
You can't hear me?
It's like far away.
Am I far away to anybody else?
Not
No.
You
far.
were for a moment right before he said that, but now you're good.
Can I make that louder? Let me do that. The input volume, am I getting louder?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, that works.
Yes.
Should I stop? Should I
Nope,
go
you're,
back?
you're good.
Yes. That you're
It's perfect.
good where you're at.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are riding on this mule, and it's late at night. We start seeing the the sun going down, and you guys stayed at that bar a little later than maybe you should have.
Thank you for the Dumb and Dumb picture. Dumb and Dumber.
The sun
That's all I
is setting behind the city off in the distance, and you've gotten into the trees on your way home, and you can see these long shadows cast from the trees. And you hear owls and frogs singing and croaking, and as you continue on the road, your mule's hooves sinking into the soft earth. You see the last bits of dimly moonlit rooftops. You you talk about how cool the night air is, and after a while, you don't quite notice it. You're both feeling a little bit buzzed. You're sobering up, but you still kind of feel it. And the sing-song of the swamp that flanks the road and the path that you took becomes silent. You continue to go down, and you make that final turn, and you see your home in the near distance when you hear the sound of a snapping twig that breaks through the silence like the firing of a gun. To your left, you see a mound. It looks, everything is dark, and but you see just kind of this shape. What do you do?
I got it.
Is it just another dying deer, Harry?
I'm feeling a little adventurous tonight.
I mean, don't you get me killed.
Liquid courage.
I mean,
Don't worry,
this
I'll go check it out.
he's
Hold-
okay.
hold my
no,
beer.
don't
Pull
worry,
something.
I'll go check it out.
Don't worry, I'll check it out. Oh, I love this. Okay. Wait, Harry,
I'm
do me a
gonna
favor and explain what is happening right now.
Oh, I'm still quite tipsy. I have a very high alcohol tolerance. So I'm stumbling towards where I see the mound and where I heard the twig break from, and I'm just belligerently screaming and mumbling. But you can kind of make who the fuck is over here?
Okay. But you used your special move. Don't worry, I'll check it out. Can you tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about what that means?
So anytime I go by myself to check out something somewhere or something scary, you know what I mean? I mark experience.
All right, cool. But what this
So I'm
effectively
gonna walk
means,
off into the woods.
Oh no, you're not going. Do you see? Does that only work if you go alone?
that only works
Yep.
if he goes alone.
I guess I'm
But
drunk.
don't worry, if I'm not in back 5 minutes, come look for me.
I do have a pocket watch, so I'm drunk enough to read that still. I hope.
All right. Harry, you've gone off into the woods, and it's not too far in, but you lose sight of your mule and Isaiah as you've walked
Okay.
into the woods, and you get that smell of death and rot again. And you kind of see something moving. And
Okay.
as you get closer and can actually see a bit more of it, once again, it's nighttime, the sun is down. Anything that you're getting as far as light at this point is moonlight through the trees. And it looks like a bear, but it's dead. It's on its side. It's not gonna start chasing you. But you see a dead bear. What do you do?
Okay. It's totally dead.
This bear
At
is
least
dead.
appears to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get closer, and I'm going to investigate this mystery.
Well, so here's just for you guys when you are going to look at something, if you're going to investigate a mystery, if you're going to use magic, read a bad situation, or one of these other hunter moves that are available to you, don't go and say, I'm going to investigate a mystery, I'm going to read a bad situation. There might be times where that comes up, but what I'm more interested in hearing is what is it that you plan on doing to investigate?
Well, I just plan on getting closer and taking a real good look at it.
Okay, so you're not like touching the thing or anything like that. You're just gonna
No, I'm not
take
gonna
a
I'm not
look.
gonna touch it. I'm just gonna look. Yeah.
Okay. So as you get closer to this bear and you can see what's happening, the bear is on its side and it has fur just kind of like falling off of it. You see that the fur that
Oh.
was on the top side of the bear is still kind of there, but any fur that was like on its stomach or on its back, which are on the sides, just kind of looks like if someone took a fabric and just dropped it. Like if you took a sheet and just dropped it in
Yeah.
place, like how it would crumble up. And you see
Okay.
this oozing black and red coming from its back leg. But
Okay.
that's what you see.
Okay.
Anything
All
further?
right. I think I'm gonna make my way back to the cart at this point.
Okay. As you turn around, there's a new mass behind you, between you and the road. And it's probably about 2 foot high off of the ground. It looks small. You would probably think that maybe it was like a baby sheep or something, if just from what you're seeing.
Ugh. One of the goats up the fence.
Is it the El Chupanibre?
El
But it-
Chupanibre.
Chupacabra?
It
I meant
gives
that.
it makes a sound that you're not expecting, and that you just kind of don't like. And as the trees start to blow through the wind and the moonlight comes down, a ray of moonlight flashes across it, and it looks like a sheep, the size of a sheep, but it's missing all of its skin, and it's just looking at you, and it
Oh, I'm gonna
stares at
start
you.
running.
I want you to give me an act under pressure roll.
Okay. Under pressure. And that's roll for cool default.
So once again, if you go into your character sheet and you look at the hunter move
Yeah.
reference,
Yeah,
it
it's
says
Oh, gotcha.
yeah, and then it'll tell you when you act
Okay.
under pressure, roll plus cool, and this'll. Ooh, full success.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you make off, and this sheep starts chasing you. With that number, I'm gonna tell you that as you're running away from the quote unquote sheep, you're running back towards the road, and you look back and you see the sheep. It trips over a log that was on the ground, and as it tumbles head first, it hits the ground and almost like splats out into a puddle. And I think it slows you down for just a second, because you've never seen
The
an
fuck was
animal
that?
turn into a puddle. But then the puddle starts to reform, and it just kind of lumps together,
Fuck.
and you see a leg, and then the upper torso start getting itself back together, another leg, and the last thing that you see before you turn back to the road and start running is it almost looks like as the head comes back, the head turns into an alligator's head, and it growls at you.
Fuck this.
Oh hell no!
How do you proceed?
Yeah, I'm getting back to the car. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well, you did get a critical success, so I'm gonna let you just you follow through with that. You put some distance between you and the quote unquote sheep, and made it back to the mule. And Isaiah is there, just kind of swaying back and forth and singing a song.
Da da da. Da da da. What's up?
Homie, get the carrot on the stick. We got to get Betsy the fuck out of here.
Why are you running? Like, well, come on now. It's such a nice.
There's like a fucking undead sheep thing in there. It had a
You-
fucking alligator. I don't fucking know. I'm fucking lit. We gotta go.
You sound kind of drunk. Get on the back of Betsy. You shouldn't be driving. Let's
You
go.
hear the growl of an alligator and more rustling from the woods.
Oh, bro, that's just
Does
an
Isaiah
alligator.
hear this?
No.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
CJ definitely can
he-
hear it.
Oh, that's just a gator, man. Like, let's get out of here. Just
All right.
and I take Betsy because he's a little too drunk to steer, apparently, with these crazy ass stories. Go back home.
All right, so Harry, you made it back to the cart. You and Isaiah decided to head back to the house. Once again, because of your success in evading it, it doesn't get out of the woods in time. But as you're heading back to the house, we see a cutscene that you wouldn't normally see as the red mass with the alligator's head comes out onto the road, this time as a full alligator, no skin, just a glob of red mass. And it sees where you were. It looks down the road, seeing that you're out of distance, and heads back into the woods. So, it is the next morning, and it's a weekend. It is now Saturday. Tabitha, you don't have any school. You wake up and you smell bacon.
Bacon for breakfast?
Yes, dear. Come on out, get yourself dressed, and have some breakfast. I'm making waffles and bacon and sausage links and eggs.
Wow. What's the occasion?
Oh, just happy to be up.
Okay. I'll be down in a minute.
All right. So you smell the bacon, the sausage links, um, and the eggs, and you hear your dad humming a song in the other room.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit more about Tabitha and like what do you think her room looks like? Like what is the environment there?
Okay. Well, way I picture it, I got a 2-story house here. And I got my own little window, like my own little porch upstairs. It's kind of got a porch upstairs and a porch downstairs. Like I can walk out from my bedroom outside. I got a telescope, I would say, out on my porch area, or at least I can easily move it out there so I can see what's going on around town. I'm interested in watching things going on around town. I'd say I got a bunch of books inside my room, all sorts of subjects. Um, though there are some obscure reads that not many of my schoolmates would be reading, about monsters and such. But yeah, I got a nice little room, nice little vanity. So,
All right. Well, you leave your bedroom and on your way down the stairs to the kitchen, the house looks a lot like your room. Like your room is not really a break away from the rest of the house. That is just how the house is. There's newspapers, there's books scattered over every table and on cabinets. If there were any areas of the wall that were bare, where you would normally put things like hunting trophies or paintings and pictures, there are just news articles uh, with big circles drawn with bits of string going from one piece to the next. Uh, your father, Charles Swanson, also known as Chucky, uh, is also a an employee of the Lafayette Gazette and uh, is a writer of an article that specializes in conspiracy theories. And he absolutely brings his work home with him. So he sees you coming down and he brushes off some papers from the kitchen table and says, "Take a seat. I've got everything ready for you. Uh, here, let me just get this all plated up. And look, I've got your favorite. I've got some nice apple juice for you."
Aw, thanks, Dad.
Yes. So how are things? How are things?
Well, I mean, things are going pretty well. There's some strange stuff going on at school, though. We've got a couple of kids um, saying that this other girl, Elizabeth, you know Elizabeth Singer, right? Her dad owns the textile mill down in town. Well, she's not been in school for a while, and they're saying she's got something called mush.
So when you say this about Elizabeth Singer, your dad gets your dad was like walking over to the table with his own plate of breakfast and a cup. And when you mention Elizabeth Singer, you see his wrists kind of tense up, and he just accidentally spills some food on the floor, and he had a cup of coffee, and it just kind of jerks real quick, and he spills some on his own hand. And he goes, "Ah!" and just
You
puts
okay,
the cup
Dad?
down. Yeah. Look, look, baby. I actually needed to talk to you about your friend Elizabeth.
What about?
Elizabeth went missing uh, overnight, and the police came knocking earlier uh, and asked if we had seen anything, but um, Elizabeth is missing. Do you know anything else?
Me missing? They just said the doctor visited her yesterday. Like she was just I mean, I talked to some girls at school and they said that they were with her like a week ago and they said that it was kind of strange. They were out playing near the bayou and there was like a dog or a deer or something, some small animal. They said it didn't look,
A
wasn't
dog?
walk. Well, I don't know. The way that they're describing it, it doesn't sound anything like a dog I ever heard of. They're saying it's like a dark reddish color and that it walks funny, not like a dog does. And then they're kind of like the size of a baby deer. I don't know. I don't know what it was. They didn't get a really good look at it. They said it was chasing them, and they all split up. And then they said that was the last time that they ever saw Elizabeth. And they think that that's maybe when the whole mush thing might have started.
So as you're telling your dad about this quote unquote dog and what was happening in the forest, you see him, he's like walking over to the walls and he's just kind of like putting his finger to news articles, and he's got a big map on the wall, and it's got all these little push pins in it. And he's just kind of like he looks at a news article and then he looks back over at the map, and how long ago did you say this was?
They said last week sometime.
Last week? What day? What day? That could be very important.
I don't recall what day they said.
Shoot.
I mean, I think they said it was daytime. It might have been last Saturday, Sunday.
So he comes back from the wall, and he clasps your hands, and he sits straight with you, and brings himself down to eye level with you, and he goes, look, Pumpkin. If there's anything that you can think of or find out, I think this could be very important. Um, I know it's your day off, but would you do me a favor and come with me to Lafayette Gazette tonight, so maybe we can document some of this. Can you do that for me?
Well, yeah, sure. It's not like I had anything else I was doing tonight. Yeah.
Um, Look, just you go to your room, read your books, study up, and when after dinner, we'll head over to Daddy's work, and we'll start writing some of this down. Okay?
Which books? What do you think I should be studying? Is
Just
there anything in particular?
um, I want you to study. Uh, open up your nonfiction books on Bigfoot and how he's been affecting the economy, and I want you to really study that material. Really, really know exactly the economical impact that Bigfoot has had in towns of West Virginia. Please, that is very important material.
You're wonderful people.
I mean, okay, Daddy, sure. I think I know which book you're talking about. It's been a while since I read it, so yeah, I'll definitely give it a good read today.
Okay. All right. I love.
Anything else you want me to do?
Um. Just wait for me, and we'll head out and I'll let you know when we're ready to go.
Okay.
Um. So a few things. I'm just trying to organize some stuff. Also, we're gonna be uh finishing this up here. Uh, Harry and Isaiah, both of you had a pretty interesting. Well, really more so Harry, but had an interesting um night.
I think he was just a little too drunk and saw some stuff.
Oh, uh, all
Listen, I
around.
seen a skinless sheep with an alligator head.
All I
So
saw was an alligator head in the dark.
the two of you go back in to Lafayette the next evening, and Harry, it's something that you haven't you haven't really given much mind to in the past, but you don't know how to exactly explain what you came across last night. And so your thoughts are, well, there is one group of people in town that might know a bit about what we saw, and that's the people of Lafayette Gazette. So you are currently outside of the building of Lafayette Gazette. There is a sign that says "Back in 15 minutes." So you're waiting out in the
Okay.
front there. That's just to set up what's going on with you two.
Okay.
Tabitha, you and your father have gotten dressed. It is evening. We're looking at it's about 6 p.m. And you and your father have started the walk to Lafayette Gazette. Leroy Jenkins, who is always working, was the one who left the "back in 15 minutes" sign on the door of Lafayette Gazette. He went out and got himself a bite to eat at the local tavern, and is on his way back to work. It's not normally work hours, but for a man like Leroy Jenkins, he never quite stops. So, Leroy, tell me how you're feeling after your meal.
I, I'm feeling great. I'm full. I got my to-go cup of coffee. Believe it or not, that tavern, that bar has the best cup of Joe in town,
Excellent.
and it's right next door or down the block.
Well, as you're walking back, you're passing by an alleyway when you hear a groaning noise.
What the hell is that?
What do you do?
Okay. So, hmm. So I'm gonna try to go down. Me being my curious self. The journalism comes out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Journalist comes out of me, and I start walking down there.
All right. So here's what I want from you is give me a read a bad situation. Uh, read a bad situation roll, please.
To be honest with you, I don't know how to click that button. I don't see nothing that says that.
Okay,
I was
so
looking
you're in your character sheet.
Yep.
Do you see a button that says Hunter Moves Reference? It should be right under the look section of your character sheet, right above charm.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. All right.
And that'll bring the drop down for
There.
all of your
Very
moves.
bad situation.
Okay, a mixed success. So with a mixed success, you can ask, what's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers you haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? Or what's the best way to protect the victims? On a 9, you get to ask me one of those questions.
All right. So, what is there like a way I can see the questions again, or no?
Okay, so if you go to that area
Oh,
with the Hunter Moves reference and you go to
yeah.
read a bad situation, you can
Boom.
actually
Okay.
click the little arrow and it'll bring out all of the questions that you can do. You can ask
Okay.
one of those.
What's most vulnerable to me right now?
What is most vulnerable to you? So, as of right now, what you see is there is a man, and he is groaning. He's laying against a wall, groaning, and you see he's not necessarily knocked out, but he's just kind of got his head lulled over, and he's just and he looks pretty much like the most vulnerable thing in this alley right now. He's kind of defenseless.
Hey, buddy, you all right over there?
He's just and he just keeps groaning, and he sounds like he's in a lot of pain.
Can I like go up to him and like kind of touch him and see like and I guess investigate him?
Yeah.
All right.
So as you do that, with your 9, when you walked into that alley, you saw him. What you didn't notice that you do see as you've gotten closer to him is on the side that was away from you, up his arm, is this large pulsing red mass, and it smells like death. But it's not just like infections on his arm, it is a blob that is working its way up his arm towards his shoulder. And you just hear him as it keeps going up his arm, just.
So okay, well, great news. Can I like try to like take this blob off of him? Can I like with my pencil that I have tucked behind my ear and my cup of coffee that I can put out on the floor and put this blob in my to-go cup?
Give me a help out roll.
All right. No.
Ooh. Leroy, go ahead and on your character sheet, mark 1 experience, please. That's that's when you help another hunter. What's this? Protect someone. You would think protect someone. To another hunter. What was the roll? Okay, you know what? So let's change this to a protect someone roll. And
Okay.
instead of plus cool, what is your tough? Like, what was your cool score?
-1.
What was your
I'm a -1 tough and a 0 cool.
Your 0 cool, your -1 tough. So that 5 is actually a 4.
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, mark experience on your character.
Okay.
And, oh boy. So, as you go to poke or like scrape off this blob with with that pencil that was tucked behind your ear, as soon as the pencil touches the blob, it's almost kind of like, have you ever seen those videos where they take a magnetic fluid and they put a magnet in it and it starts just like pouring over all of the sides and just crawls up the magnet?
Holy hell.
Yep, with that roll, it crawls up the pencil and starts to attach itself to your hand.
Oh hell. What'd you get me into here, big guy?
The blob, as it's got a bit of your hand, it crawls up the remainder of the homeless man's arm, and it crawls up his neck onto his face and starts going into his mouth and nose.
Oh my god.
What do you do?
So, this situation right now, did it just steal my pencil or is it like actively starting to
it is actively, as it is like going in this guy's face, it is also starting to work its way up your hand, and it's about to start taking over your wrist.
All right.
What is your reaction?
My reaction can I do this?
You tell me what you don't look at the moves. You just tell me what it is that you're going to do, and I'll take it from there.
I am gonna try to obviously get this thing off of my hand. Okay, maybe pour the coffee on it or something. I don't know.
Ooh,
And
I like that. Okay, So yeah, you pour the coffee on your hand, and as the coffee hits your hand, and it burns. And what I will say is, uh, you scald yourself with this coffee. It was a hot cup. Take one harm, but the blob releases from your hand. So mark one harm on your character sheet for now.
For dying, right?
Yeah, you're not dying. Just yeah, you mark one harm.
Well, there's like two sections. There's like okay, and then dying.
Yeah, no,
But,
no, no, no. You're on the okay side still.
Uh,
Okay.
I gotta get back to the station.
So as you pour the coffee on your hand and you basically let go of what's going on with that homeless man, you see the homeless man falls over on his side, and the blob has pretty much gone through him. But a part of the blob separates off into its own thing and starts moving towards you.
I'm a run. I'm getting out of there. Oh hell! Sorry,
Okay.
big guy.
I am going to ask for an act under pressure roll.
Oh hell!
Okay, so a mixed success. Let me think here. Mixed success. This smaller blob isn't going to catch you, but as you are running out of the alleyway, there are trash receptacles, just kind of like boxes and crates filled with old food and slop, and you run into those. You bang your leg on one of those pretty bad. I'm gonna say you get out of the alley. You roll, or I'm sorry, you take one more harm. As you pop out of the alley, bringing these crates with you, the blob starts to become bigger. It starts to become probably the size of a large dog. Now we're going to talk about, like, it's not it doesn't really have a shape to it, but it's a blob, and it's coming about 3.5, 4 feet off of the ground, and it's rolling at you. As you burst out of the alleyway, Tabitha and Charles are coming up the road because they were heading on their way to Lafayette Gazette as well. And you see Charles, and he goes, "Leroy, what are you doing?"
Charles, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
Tabitha, stay close.
Okay. What's going on?
There's this. All right. There's a blob. There was. Okay, let me restart. You know the homeless man that lives on the side of the building?
Okay, as you're trying to explain who the homeless man is, Tabitha, you see this blob start to come out from the alley.
We need to go.
Let's go.
I see what you're talking about, and we need to go. Dad, let's go. Come on, follow me.
Yes,
Stay close
yes.
to me.
So Leroy, you and Charles know your way, so I'm gonna say Leroy is leading. Tabitha is following Leroy and almost dragging her dad, and her dad's just like, "What is that?" Like, he keeps looking at it. He's a bit too curious to. Oh, Tabitha,
Mm.
you're dragging your dad. Give me an act under pressure roll.
Oh, geez. Okay. I don't know how cool I am. how much cool I have. I don't know what's the correct way of saying that. Well, let's see. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Yes!
Complete success. You grab your dad's hand and you jerk him, and he just goes, "Oh, okay, okay, let's go." And I mean, you were only just a couple buildings down, so the blob is still chasing you. It's still coming after you. You can see it. The road is currently empty. You're the only ones there. It's nighttime. Most people have left city and gone home. But as the blob is chasing you and you round the corner, we see Isaiah and Harry sitting on a bench out front. Who wants to
How you
interact
doing,
with?
boys?
Yeah, we need to get going. You guys need to go. What are you guys doing here?
Why?
Watch out! There's some coming. There's something coming right behind us. It's gonna sound crazy. I know. Everybody calls me crazy anyway. I'm already used to it. Just run. There's a blob. Just go.
As Tabitha is describing her level of crazy, the blob rounds the corner.
Harry's
What in
eyes
the hell is
wide,
that?
and I smack Isaiah. And I go, I fucking told you, let's get out of here.
All right,
Can I like try to unlock the door?
Yes!
Alright.
Leroy, adrenaline pumping, you go to grab for your keys. Give me an act under pressure roll, please.
I dropped them down the gutter.
Oh my god!
I will say, yeah, you drop the keys, and the blob is barreling down on you. It didn't fall into a gutter, but you are no longer holding the key. It's on the ground, and with that, remember to mark experience.
Okay.
But the key has been dropped, and the blob is pretty much up on you. It's close.
Where do the keys fall? Are they close to me? Can I try and grab them?
It's right at the door, and I will give you. Here's what I'll say. If you want to grab for these keys, there's not going to be enough time for you to pick up the keys, put it in the lock, unlock the door. Even with the best roll that could possibly be there, you're not going to make that happen. You can reach for the keys, and on an act under pressure roll from you, we'll say if it goes well, you get the keys. That's not to say that you're going to be able to unlock the door at that moment, but you'll have the keys. If you don't manage to grab the keys, something's got to happen. It is your choice.
I mean, I just figure, I'm shorter than everyone, so I'm closer to the ground.
That's fair.
If somebody older than me dropped their keys, I would have picked them up for them. Just that's how I would be. I mean, so I guess I'm gonna try and do it, and hopefully am not gonna screw myself. Yes!
Okay.
She's about the coolest person in this group.
So Tabitha at school plays jacks all the time.
By myself.
And she is the queen.
Queen.
And the whole school would know it if anyone actually tried to play against her. Someone once did try to play against her, and they regretted it. They lost their lunches for a week. No one plays jacks with Tabitha anymore. But Tabitha sees the key drop, and as it just does a quick little bounce off of the wooden floorboards, her instincts kick in, and she just snatches it out of the air. You manage to get control of the Lafayette Gazette key. Not giving you any more than that.
Oh, come on, that's a crit success.
I
Advanced success.
I
Well-
told you would
Well,
have the key.
My character, and I wrote, never played jacks with Tabitha.
All right, so who's doing what?
Well,
Somebody needs to open
Where-
the door.
where are you guys running? Because I don't. what's
Currently,
happening?
the blob is very close to the side of the building. It is moving right at. Actually, I am going to say it's moving at Tabitha's dad right now. He was kind of in the back.
Has anyone tried? I'm gonna shoot it.
You're gonna shoot it.
Fucking everyone's afraid, right? Gonna shoot it.
All right.
Anyone
Yeah.
disagree?
I mean, don't talk about it.
Just
Give
do the
me
thing.
give me a kick some ass roll.
Oh god. Let me. Where the fuck would that be?
Once again, go to your Hunter Moves reference, and there's a kick some ass.
Kick it with tough, right? I can't be weird about it.
I think you use the default unless for some reason.
He pulled out his
But would
gun
a
in the
gun be
weirdest
tough or would it
way.
be sharp? I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure it's
I don't think
tough.
you're trying to charm it.
No, I said sharp, not be charming. I said I'm
sharp.
shooting a
So
gun.
sharp is
No.
is
You just click on the
intelligence.
kick some ass
Yeah,
roll.
sharp is.
Oh, but it rolls it as tough, and that's a -1. That's why I'm trying to convince you here by being charming.
Oh,
No,
I'm
you
sorry,
gotta use
sir.
the default.
You have to use it.
I shoot your dad.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Wow. Mark experience.
Okay.
Um.
Did James get experience for investigating that thing by himself earlier?
Yes, I did. I
Yeah,
marked
he
it.
should have marked that.
I just
Okay.
marked
So. Oof. This is a complete failure. You pull out your pistol and you point it at the blob as it's closing in on Charles. And you pull the 38 revolver up from your side and you point, and you've gone hunting plenty enough, but it's rare when something is attacking you, and I think your adrenaline gets the best of you, and you pull the trigger a little too soon and you hit Charles in the arm.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Someone else do something.
And he just, oh my god! The monster, still charging Charles, starts to absorb him. It's caught up to him, and it starts taking in his arm.
Let me shoot. Is someone else gonna do something, or I'm gonna shoot it again?
Nah, I'm still reading.
I don't know what to do.
He's absorbing your father, right? So I'm gonna shoot
Wait.
him.
Is it
I'm-
going toward my dad still, or is it now going
It's
after
on your
Isaiah?
dad.
It's on my dad?
It's on
It's
your
on
dad.
your dad.
Absorbing
Okay,
him.
whoa. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this thing. Where the hell is it? I don't know how this goes.
And Charles is screaming.
Pretty good.
Like, between the pain of being absorbed and...
Fuck!
Between
No,
the pain...
I'm gonna use a luck point.
Oh
You have
shit! So yes, there is a mechanic in here that is called luck, and you only get so much luck.
Yeah, well, I mean, what were you gonna do to me with that crit fail?
Oh, do I have luck?
I was gonna take a ton of damage. How do you heal in this game? Can you heal in this game?
Everybody has.
Everyone starts with I think like 7 points of luck.
Well, no, you use 7 points of luck.
Yeah.
you have 7 boxes. Every time you use it, you check a box. You go from okay to doomed. And when you do that, it says when you spend luck, pick an aspect of the current situation. The keeper will tell you what other conspiracies that aspect connects to.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. You just said, I just want to be clear about this. The order of how things went was Isaiah said, I'm going to shoot the thing. You just said, I'm doing this. What are you doing?
I went to go protect my dad.
Yeah, how?
Protect someone.
Yes, but how? What is it that you plan on doing to alleviate the attack on your dad?
Okay, well, I mean, I always have a knife hidden in my pantaloons. You know, I get in a lot of fights. People think I'm weird, and I got to protect myself. So I got a knife, and I hold it up. I get in front of my dad, and I hold it up in order to try and fend it off of him. Or is it already on him?
It's on him.
Then I am slashing at it, away from my dad, but at the blob.
So you're like trying to scrape it off of him?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
go ahead.
Okay.
I don't want to stab at it because I don't want to stab my dad accidentally. Of course, with that 4, I guess.
Fair enough. You used a luck point. This is an automatic success now. You marked your luck spot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how that works?
Yes, you only get 7 luck. And once you've used up all of those luck boxes and you become doomed, things will be horrible for you.
Wonderful. And do I create a new character?
But you did get a critical success on this at this point, so I will say you do manage to scrape away the blob off of your dad's arm, and your dad is free, but he's still, he's still injured. He still took a bullet to one of his arms.
Okay.
Oh, I missed that part. You shot my dad?
I'm trying to help him. Is the blob like reforming in a spot, and I can just shoot it while it sits still?
The blob
It did earlier?
the blob slowed down as it started trying to absorb Charles, but it is. I mean, it's still there.
It's still on him.
Can I do?
It's not on him anymore. It's really close.
It's on the ground. Yeah.
Fucking put a cup on it. Shoot him again. Someone do something.
All right.
Is there a bucket nearby or something that we can put on top of it so that we can try and trap it?
Trap it like flubber.
It's a blob that's about 4 foot tall.
Okay, so it's too big for. Okay.
Can I roll read a bad situation and see what the best way out is?
You would have to
describe.
Yeah, tell me what it is that you're trying to look for, and I'll make the call on.
What's my best way out? I want to ask you a question.
Well, what I mean, so what I mean is like you're
looking
looking around and you're trying to figure out how to get out of this situation.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, sure. Give me a read bad situation roll. Okay. A mixed success. So what I will say is probably the easiest way to separate the group from this monster. Right now it's too close to the front door, but you do know that there is a door around back. You will have to all, because it's a mixed success, it's not going to be exactly just an easy run around and use the key on that door. There is a 6-foot high fence that everyone is going to have to get over, but once you get over that fence, you should be able to use the door to get inside.
Yes, there's a door in the back. Let's get the hell out of here.
And you hear Charles go, "Oh yes, right, the back door. Go. Tabitha, get moving."
Okay. Yeah, I make sure my dad's running with me.
So, is everyone running towards that fence, or like what's
Of
going on?
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say yes.
I want everyone to give me an act under pressure for this fence.
I feel like I should have advantage. Just because I'm used to running away from bullies and climbing fences and getting away from everybody. Is there a way to do that?
Oh no.
What do I need to
Oh,
roll
no.
again?
No, no, no.
Babe, what'd you
Yes.
say to
Act
roll?
under
Yeah,
pressure.
you'll need to roll again.
Act under pressure.
Yep.
Can I act with +1 forward?
Make sure you mark your experience.
So
I like
no
how it's
pressure.
mine too.
Roll plus cool.
Okay, I told you.
Plus.
I got this. I'm constantly running over fences and hiding behind things, getting away from people.
Who am I missing? I'm missing Harry.
So do you? So
I
you
just did
don't
it.
ever get luck back, right?
Ah.
No, you do not.
Okay, so this is a forever thing with this character.
Okay, so here's what I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
I am gonna burn a luck to get over this.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
Do I
So
still mark
too.
experience?
no, if you're using a luck, it's treated as a crit success. So
Okay,
no,
I'll
got
do
no
it one time
experience.
as well.
Isaiah, go ahead and make sure that you mark an experience point again.
Okay.
So you all run over to the side. Tabitha, you're the first one to make it. It's a little too difficult to jump over on your own, but your dad and Leroy are both right there, and Leroy and Charles help lift you up over the fence, get you to the other side. Leroy then, because Charles is still injured, Leroy helps Charles get over the fence second. Leroy then starts to climb over the fence. And let me just take a look at Leroy's character sheet real quick. Leroy, as you're going over the fence, you have a shotgun that you carry around with you. The shotgun falls out of its holster as you're going over the fence,
Oh
and
hell!
you get to the other side, but you just lost your shotgun. That's not like a permanent. It's not necessarily a permanent loss. Just as of right now, you are shotgunless.
Oh hell!
Um,
My granddaddy's pappy gave that to me.
Harry, you jump at the fence, and I mean you almost leap this thing in a single bound. Isaiah, you tripped, and as you trip and fall, you basically face plant into this fence, and the blob is right behind you. There is a. It's basically blocking your way out, and what do you do?
Oh god, we got quiet. So he went in between me and the fence?
Like on the side of the building, there's a fence that separates the front of the building from the back. You ran basically along the side of the house, tripped, and are now at the fence. Everyone else made it over the fence, but the area between this building. Here's what I will say: it's probably about 10 feet wide. I'm just going to say it's about a 10-foot wide uh, area on the side of the house, but it is basically the building. The fence runs that 10 feet, and and then there is another building next to it. So there is down this short bit of alley, this 10-foot wide. There is the fence, then you, and then the blob.
Hmm. Uh, I guess it's coming towards me, right?
It is.
Okay.
And I am going to. I don't necessarily want to do this all the time, but I'm going to say you have 15 seconds to make a decision.
I would like to try to fake it out and run run around it, like make it try to go at me in one direction and then football, spin around, fake out,
Wait, hold
get to
before
the next go over.
Like do a juke.
Yeah, do
Wait,
a juke kind of
before
thing.
he makes that decision. Can I try to help him out? Possibly, like, hey,
How would you do that?
just kind of like sitting on the fence, kind of saying, "Hey, grab my hand there."
Okay, so you're gonna give a help out action. So I need here's what I want you to do is Leroy, go to your sheet and give me a help out roll.
Oh hell!
Oh, that was your help out roll?
Yeah.
So
So he can make
when you help another hunter, roll plus cool. On a 7 through 9, your help grants them +1 to their roll, but you also expose yourself to the trouble or danger.
Oh
So you were
hell!
saying that you were on the fence and you tried to reach over the fence to help.
Yeah.
Isaiah, you turn around, you see Leroy with
You
his
you
arm
poked him in the eye.
outstretched. You grab onto his arm and you try to climb up over the fence with his help. Leroy, you just weren't holding on good enough, and now, and Isaiah accidentally pulls you down off of the fence onto the side of the fence with the blob.
I told you to grab my feet.
Oh no.
So, I am going to give you guys 15 seconds to figure out your stuff, or this beast is going to be on you.
This thing don't like fire.
Do you got fire?
It don't. I poured some
Okay.
coffee on it and it ran away. I got this flamethrower thing. I need you to do me a favor though. I pick up my shotgun because my granddaddy's pappy gave that to me.
Where is it?
And the beast is there.
Shoot at it.
So I'm gonna use my flamethrower.
You're using your okay. So we talked about this.
Yes.
We talked about this. This is like some prototype, crazy ass bullshit set of bagpipes filled with gasoline type flamethrower that you've concocted.
Wait. So he brought this to the coffee shop with him?
I guess
I'm backing up as much as I can after seeing what the fuck is he doing.
He keeps that thing on him.
So I think I warned you once about if this goes badly, what could happen.
You're gonna kill us both immediately. If I have to make another character.
It is up to you
Wait.
if you
Hold
want
on.
to use this.
No.
Okay.
In the meantime,
Once upon a time, someone said, "Don't talk about it, be about it." Roll
All
your
right.
roll.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you doing this?
I'm doing it.
We die together.
Oh.
If you blow us up, we're dead.
I need you to give me a kick some ass roll.
Oh hell.
Nope, I can't assist him in any way. A 7. Fucking.
Okay.
I rolled an 8, but I got a -1, so.
I thought this was gonna be really cool, but I'm just gonna burn it.
So tell me, how
So
much damage does the flamethrower normally do?
3 harm close, fire heavy, and volatile.
Volatile.
I can't
Okay.
say that word. Vile.
So,
I still can't say it.
so when you get into a fight and kick some ass on a 7+, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game. That usually means you inflict the harm rating of your weapon, and your enemy inflicts their attack's harm rating on you. So, okay, here's what I'm gonna say. You pull this thing out, this gas-filled... I don't even know how you've got it lighting. I don't know what you did to this thing, but you've got this bagpipe filled of fuel and kerosene.
All right,
And
step back.
you
here.
put it under your arm, and you light the end of it, and you squeeze the bagpipe, and a stream of flame shoots out of this bagpipe. It hits the monster, and initially the monster does not react well to it. You hear a scream, just kind of like a...
Keep it going. Keep on going.
It just starts like... The blob starts shrinking and expanding as a part of it is on fire. And it starts to retreat from you. It starts moving its way out of the alley. And just as it's about to round the corner out of sight and leave you, the bagpipe springs a leak. And you get some of this fuel on your arm.
Oh hell!
The fuel on your arm lights up temporarily. Your arm gets set on fire. You suffer some burns from it, and it deals 2 harm to you.
Two
Well, what
harm.
if I help
Okay.
Put it out.
Is this on the same arm that is already burnt from the coffee?
Oh man, I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Oh shit. Yeah, your arm has been burned twice within the last like 2 minutes. You are currently unstable.
God damn, I know
And
a doctor.
I feel like that kind of makes sense because you've just been lit on fire.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a trick. If I pee on it, it'll help with the stinging.
All right, is that what you choose to do?
Got the poison out there, guys.
I don't think that's right.
Charles has taken
Pretty
the
sure that's
key from
jellyfish.
Tabitha and unlocked the door from the back. You run through the house, and you hear screaming on the side of the building. Charles looks out the front windows and sees the blob as it rolls across the street to an alleyway and disappears. Charles opens the door, the front door, and then comes around the side of the building and sees you. Oh, Jesus Christ, Leroy, what happened?
Well, you know my special project I've been working on these past couple weeks.
Yes, I've told you, it's a bad idea.
Well, it could use some tuning up.
Clearly, come on. And he lifts you by your non-burned arm and brings you into the building. You guys have escaped the monster. One of you is badly injured, but you seem to have found what is the cause behind this mush and what could possibly be linked to the disappearance of people. And night ends with all of you in Lafayette Gazette with the doors locked and the windows boarded. And that is where we're going to end this session.
Oh yeah.
So for those watching, well, I guess we can talk a little bit. I don't know if anyone has anything to say.
Pretty fun.
At the end of each session, the keeper will ask the following questions.
Uh,
Did we conclude the current mystery?
where's all this?
This is in the user manual. Did we
Oh.
save someone from certain death or worse?
Well,
Can I pick up my shotgun
Kind
now?
of.
Kinda.
Well, you're.
I saved my dad.
Okay, well, did we
And I'm
conclude the
picking up my
current mystery?
shotgun. That's all right.
I know
I'm
we
not gonna
didn't
leave my
complete the
shotgun in the
current
street.
mystery.
I'm picking it up.
All right. Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
So,
We have run the blob off. We could have died. Did we save that homeless guy in the?
No, he did.
he's
He is
fine.
dead.
Oh, I saved my dad.
Dead.
You saved your dad after someone put him. After someone
Oh, my
shot
dad
him.
is shot. Shit, we need to call a doctor. That's what we need to
Yeah.
You
I
guys
know
are
the
making
doctor.
like really bad
Did we-
player relationship ready.
Did we learn something new and important about the world? What can you guys name off?
do. Well, we learned that there's a
It does
blob
not
in the
like
world.
fire at all. Does not like fire. Does not like
And-
heat.
your dad
yeah.
might die from gangrene for real.
That's not good. We need to get a doctor. We need Doctor. What was his name again? Doctor Durant.
Dr. Pepper.
Pepper.
Doctor.
Jinx.
Doctor.
Doc Nick.
Well,
I
we
picked up
learned
my
a little
shotgun,
bit
by the way.
about this thing called, what was it? The mush? Right? The mush.
Peter?
Yeah.
I picked up my shotgun.
Good, I guess.
I'm not leaving a shotgun out there for anyone to
Can you
pick it
give
up.
me a pick up a shotgun roll?
Wait, I have this one. I have this one.
It's gonna be a mixed success.
I have a preparedness.
It's a mixed success.
I don't need that one.
No, it's okay. I'm just joking. Okay, so I will say, well, you guys tell me. What are other things that you guys learned about the world?
I learned that thing is like a shapeshift thing. Like a 1920s de blob, but a shape-shifting de blob.
Just don't make the blob my girlfriend.
I
my
learned
God.
that it does not like heat.
Okay. Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
And that's our characters, right? We're considered the hunters.
Yes.
The
Well,
NPCs
apparently,
wouldn't be.
you all learned that
I
shoot
learned that
people.
Isaiah shoots people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
a
needs to go
pretty
back to the
poor
ring.
mark.
It was just
I
a
learned that
crazy day.
Leroy likes to tinker with stuff and has some prototype flamethrower device that I've never seen before.
All right.
Well,
So, of those 4 questions, we've answered yes to 2 of those. So I
Yes.
want everyone to mark 1 more experience point.
Woohoo! One more
Oh, yeah.
experience point.
Did anyone happen to hit 5?
I got 2, but I feel like somebody's probably got 3 or 4 because I saw
got 3.
low
I have
rolls.
4.
Damn.
Okay. So close. So say that CJ gets to 5. Does he get to do his whatever improvement option at that time? Or does he have to wait to the end of the session?
When
I need powers first, don't I?
I think once you hit 5, we'll if you hit 5 experience at the end of that session, you can level up. I don't think that would be like good to do mid.
Oh, it's not that hard. All you gotta do is click one of these boxes. That's what you get.
Yeah, I guess that works.
So just CJ, check and see what you think you'd pick. I guess just in case there's something bigger.
If you guys will
Wait,
give me
what?
just one moment. Thank you for anyone that has joined the stream. This is a new game system for us. This is one of the first that I've game mastered a couple sessions in the past, but I think this is new for pretty much every player at the table. So
For
if we're
sure.
doing things wrong, feel free to shoot us a message and let us know. We want to do it right, but it's also just about